What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu. So today I want to talk about this whole Russia situation with Biden putting sanctions on Russia. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So this is an article from CNN. As you guys already know, I put the links for all the articles I do below because I just pick out the things that I need from the article to, just tell you guys what's going on with everything. So just check the description below for all the links so you can read the full article yourself. But Biden imposes new sanctions on Russia in response to election interference and cyber hacks. And this is written by Kaylee Atwood, Nicole Gowett, and Kate Sullivan at CNN. As part of Thursday's announcement, the U.S. formally named the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service as the force behind the SolarWinds hack that affected the federal government and wide swaths of the private sector. The White House also said that it is expelling 10 Russian diplomats in Washington, including representatives of Russian intelligence services, for the cyber hack and the election meddling. Even as it hits back at Russia, the Biden administration has sought to keep open channels of diplomatic communication and to work with Russia when it is in the U.S.'s interest. Oh, ain't that so sweet? We're going to basically shit on you, but we're going to keep communications open just so you can apologize to us for us lying about you. The Biden administration recently decided to keep the Trump appointed U.S. ambassador on the job in Moscow for the foreseeable future. And the president has invited Putin to a climate change conference later this month, as well as the summit to discuss U.S.-Russia relations. So you keep the same guy on from Trump. So I'll put this last clipping in here. That was from like the end of the article. But I'll put this last clipping in here because that basically just lets you know that Russiagate was all bullshit. You're going to sit here and so Trump was this Russian asset. He was this Putin puppet. And Biden's going to let the guy that he picked as his ambassador to Russia, and Biden's keeping him. So does that now make Biden fucking compromised? Does that make Biden now a Putin puppet? This is how dumb Russiagate is, man. I'm sorry. I know I'm going on a little tangent here, but this is really how dumb Russiagate is. This is how Russiagate has fried people's brains. But I also have here the official White House press release, and this is typical Joe Biden nonsense, but we're going to go ahead and go into it. The Biden administration has been clear that the United States desires a relationship with Russia that is stable and predictable. That basically means the Biden administration wants to take Russia back to the 90s post USSR collapse, when the United States was fucking it like it was every other country. That's what the Biden administration wants. We do not think that we need to continue on a negative trajectory. As long as you guys do what the fuck we want, shit will be good, even if it goes against your own interest. However, we have also been clear publicly and privately that we will defend our national interest and impose cost for Russian government actions that seek to harm us. Today, the Biden administration has taken actions to impose cost on Russia for actions by its government and intelligence services against U.S. sovereignty and interest. Executive order targeting the harmful foreign activities of the Russian government. Today, President Biden signed a new sanctions executive order that provides strengthened authorities to demonstrate the administration's resolve in responding to and deterring the full scope of Russia's harmful foreign activities. Like the United States doesn't do a coup a day. Like, fuck out of here. This EO sends a signal that the United States will impose cost in a strategic and economically impactful manner on Russia if it continues or escalates its destabilizing international actions. This includes, in particular, efforts to undermine the conduct of free and fair democratic elections and democratic institutions in the United States and its allies and partners engage in and facilitate malicious cyber activities against the United States and its allies and partners, foster and use transnational corruption to influence foreign governments, pursue extraterritorial activities targeting dissidents or journalists undermine security in countries and regions important to the United States national security and violate well-established principles of international law, including respect for the territorial integrity of states. That is literally what the United States does on an everyday basis, so they can get all the way the fuck out of here with that. But I'm going to be focusing, like I said, more so on the SolarWinds. So this is what they had to say about SolarWinds. Further responses to the SolarWinds malicious cyber activity. Today, the United States is formally naming the Russian intelligence service, SVR, also known as Apartment 29, Cozy Bear, and the Dukes, as the perpetrator of the broad scope cyber espionage campaign that exploited the SolarWinds Orion platform and other information technology infrastructures. The U.S. intelligence community has high confidence in its assessment of attribution to the SVR. The SVR's compromise of the SolarWinds software supply chain gave it the ability to spy on or potentially disrupt more than 16,000 computer systems worldwide. The scope of this compromise is a national security and public safety concern. Moreover, it places an undue burden on the mostly private sector victims who must bear the unusually high cost of mitigating this incident. One of the companies they're talking about is Microsoft, by the way. Just to let you know. But closing this out, today the National Security Agency, the NSA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are jointly issuing a cybersecurity advisory, Russian SVR targets U.S. and allied networks, that provides specific details on software vulnerabilities that the SVR uses to gain access to victim devices and networks. The advisory also provides specific steps that network defenders can take to identify and defend against the SVR's malicious cyber activity. Additionally, the SVR's compromise of SolarWinds and other companies highlights the risks posed by Russia's efforts to target companies worldwide through supply chain exploitation. This is literally what Glenn Greenwald and Snowden revealed the fucking United States was doing. This is insane. The United that they under Biden and Obama. So this is just insane that they have the audacity to say all this shit. Those efforts should serve as a warning about the risk of using information and communications technology and services supplied by companies that operate or store user data in Russia or rely on software development or remote technical support by personnel in Russia. The U.S. government is evaluating whether to take action under Executive Order 13873 to better protect our ICTS supply chain from further exploitation by Russia. So this is all finger pointing towards Russia. This is honestly, this is some shadow shit. This is the United States accusing Russia of shit that it does on an everyday, daily basis. Like I said, Glenn Greenwald and Edward Snowden revealed the United States was doing exactly this shit. Taking people's phone records from Verizon, collecting data from Google, Amazon, YouTube, and they're still fucking doing it. They're still doing it. So this is all a bullshit ass word salad from Joe Biden to sit here and do this dumbass Russia posturing, to continue this Russiagate narrative under Trump, or that was started under Trump. And just to go into the SolarWinds shit, what I'm going to read next. So these are clippings I took from Whitney Webb's article. Now, this is from a Mike Baker story. So Mike Baker went on Joe Rogan's show. I'm going to be doing a video about that that's going to post as well today. I've been working on it for, I was working on it last week. It was supposed to drop last week, but Bendu got lazy. Bad Bendu, lazy Bendu. And I never finished it, but I'm going to drop it because it pertains to this, because Mike Baker went on Joe Rogan's show. And if you guys don't know, Mike Baker is the fucking spook that Rogan has on. And I love Rogan's show, man, but this, like, between him, Mike Baker coming on there beating the China war drums, Dan Crenshaw coming on there basically saying the American people needs to suffer. Like I don't know what's going on with Rogan, man. It's like ever since he went to Spotify, because Rogan would have, I'm not gonna go into. I'm gonna go into that in that video, but this is Whitney Webb's article that she wrote about the SolarWinds hack. So I'm going to go ahead and read through that so you guys can get a clear picture of basically what I'm saying. what I'm saying right now is that it's more than likely Russia didn't do this, and the country that's more than likely to do this, I'm about to reveal right now in her article. So let's get into this. Another mega group spy scandal, sabotage, and the SolarWinds hack. The devastating hack on SolarWinds was quickly pinned on Russia by U.S. intelligence. A more likely culprit, Sanctions, a company whose software was integrated into SolarWinds software just as the backdoor was inserted, is deeply tied to Israeli intelligence and intelligence-linked families such as the Maxwells. And when she says the Maxwell, she's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. I believe her sister's name is Isabella Maxwell, I believe. And her sister is heavily tied into the tech world, and especially like Silicon Valley. She's been at a couple of Jeff Bezos' functions. She even got Ghislaine Maxwell, which is why you see Ghislaine around a lot of these tech people. But I digress. The hack, which affected Texas-based software provider SolarWinds, was blamed on Russia on January 5th by the United States government's Cyber Unified Coordination Group. Their statement asserted that the hackers were likely Russian in origin, but they failed to provide evidence to back up that claim. Kind of sounds like Russiagate, but I'm going to get to that as well. Since then, numerous developments in the official investigation have been reported, but no actual evidence pointing to Russia has yet to be released. Rather, mainstream media outlets began reporting the intelligence community's likely conclusion as fact right away, because the media are fucking stenographers for the state. With the New York Times subsequently reporting that U.S. investigators were examining a product used by SolarWinds that was sold by a Czech Republic-based company as the possible entry point for the Russian hackers. Interest in that company, however, comes from the fact that attackers most likely had access to the systems or a contractor or subsidiary of SolarWinds. This, combined with the evidence-free report from U.S. intelligence on likely Russian involvement, is said to be the reason investigators are focusing on the Czech company. Though any of SolarWinds' contractors or subsidiaries could have been the entry point. Such narratives clearly echo those that became prominent in the wake of the 2016 election, when now debunked claims that were made that Russian hackers were responsible for leaked emails published by WikiLeaks. And Bill Benny went over this, and this is something I'm going to go over in the Mike Baker video. But Bill Benny actually went on Jimmy Dore's show and basically said it's more than likely, based upon the data points and all of the evidence he saw, it points that it was more than likely that it wasn't a remote hack, but that somebody was actually in the DNC and put it on like a USB flash drive or something like that. So that's Bill Benny. Bill Benny, I'll trust Bill Benny over the fucking intelligence community. So, but continuing. Parallels are obvious when one considers that SolarWinds quickly brought on the discredited firm CrowdStrike to aid them in securing their networks and investigating the hack. CrowdStrike had also been brought on by the DNC after the 2016 WikiLeaks publication, and subsequently it was central in developing the false declarations regarding the involvement of Russian hackers in that event. And like I said, Bill Benny went on Jimmy Dore's show and basically said it looks more than likely that somebody actually it wasn't a remote hack. Somebody actually like just downloaded it directly from the servers. So, but what's interesting about this is, so what I'm showing you right now, the picture I'm showing you right now, this is from the president of CrowdStrike. This is him in a closed door congressional meeting about the DNC hacks, and this is what he had to say. Henry's statements to the intelligence community make repeated reference to indicators and circumstantial evidence of a hack, but these cannot disguise the fact that no hard proof could be produced. He makes this admission in several of his answers to committee members' questions. We did not have, this is from the president of CrowdStrike, we did not have concrete evidence that the data was exfiltrated, moved electronically from the DNC, but we have indicators that it was exfiltrated, which is adding to what Bill Benny is saying, and that somebody probably put it on like a flash drive or a hard drive, something like that. There are times when we can see data exfiltrated and we can say conclusively, but in this case, it appears it was set up to be exfiltrated, but we just don't have the evidence that says it actually left. There's not evidence that they were actually exfiltrated. There's circumstantial evidence, but no evidence that they were actually exfiltrated. There is circumstantial evidence that data was exfiltrated off the network. We didn't have a sensor in place that saw data leave. We said that the data left based on the circumstantial evidence. That was the conclusion we made. So basically, you went off of the DNC's lies and went according to that. And then when you add in the fact that CrowdStrike is has investors from the Democratic Party, like Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, it was revealed that Nancy Pelosi had investments in CrowdStrike. So it's not surprising that their statements fall in line with what the Democratic Party was saying. So that's CrowdStrike. So they brought on this basically proven to be lying company about Russiagate. They brought these people on to investigate the SolarWinds hack, and lo and behold, of course, they're going to scream that it was Russia. And this is a bipartisan thing. It's not just sorry about that. It's not just Democrats yelling about Russia. It's Republicans yelling about Russia as well. But I'm going to continue on with this Whitney Webb article. So, similarly, in the case of the SolarWinds hack, there is the odd case and timing of SolarWinds' acquisition of a company called Samanage in 2019. As this report will explore, Samanage's deep ties to Israeli intelligence, venture capital firms connected to both intelligence and Isabel Maxwell, who is Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, fucking pedophile rapist Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as Samanage's integration with the Orion software at the time of the backdoor's insertion, warrant investigation every bit as much as SolarWinds' check-based contractor. So what I'm going to show you now is a WikiLeaks leak. I don't know if you're supposed to just say WikiLeaks or WikiLeaks leak, but whatever, I said it. WikiLeaks leak about some programs called Vault 7 that the CIA, basically the United States intelligence community, uses. And one of the things they use in this thing called Vault 7, and I'm going to link this WikiLeaks link below in the description as well. But this is from Vault 7, and this is the Marble framework, and this is a leak from March 31st, 2017. Today, March 31st, 2017, WikiLeaks releases Vault 7 Marble 676 source code files for the CIA's secret anti-forensic Marble framework. Marble is used to hamper forensic investigators and antivirus companies from attributing virtues, Trojans, and hacking attacks to the CIA. Marble does this by hiding or obfuscating text fragments used in CIA malware from visual inspection. This is the digital equivalent of a specialized CIA tool to place covers over the English language text on U.S. produced weapon systems before giving them to insurgents secretly backed by the CIA. Marble forms part of the CIA's anti-forensics approach and the CIA's core library of malware code. It is designed to allow for flexible and easy to use obfuscation, as string obfuscation algorithms, especially those that are unique, are often used to link malware to a specific developer or development shop. The Marble source code also includes a deobfuscator to reverse CIA text obfuscation. Combined with the revealed obfuscation techniques, a pattern or signature emerges which can assist forensic investigators attribute previous hacking attacks and viruses to the CIA. Marble was in use at the CIA during 2016. It reached 1.0 in 2015. The source code shows that Marble has test examples not just in English but also in Chinese, Russian, Korean, Arabic, and Farsi. This would permit a forensic attribution double game. For example, by pretending that the spoken language of the malware creator was not American English but Chinese, but then showing attempts to conceal the use of Chinese, drawing forensic investigators even more strongly to the wrong conclusion. But there are other possibilities, such as hiding fake error messages. The Marble network is used for obfuscation only and does not contain any vulnerabilities or exploits by itself. So basically what that means is that the United States has this code that can basically make it look like it's a Russian or Chinese hack, and that they're trying to hide it. It's so basically they have Russian thumbprint for hacking. Basically, like they can make it look like it was the Russians or the Chinese. So nobody's talking about this in the media at all. This is from a WikiLeaks cable as well. WikiLeaks has never had to retract a story, by the way. WikiLeaks has never been wrong about anything. So the fact we know why the media doesn't report this. It's the reason why they never bring up Julian Assange's name, because he does better reporting than them, and also reveals that they're all corrupt asshats and stenographers for the fucking state. So continuing on with Whitney Webb's article, after I wanted to put that in because I felt like that was very important to put in there. But the Justice Department was the fourth U.S. government agency to publicly acknowledge a breach in connection to the hack, with the others being the Departments of Commerce and Energy and the Treasury. Yet, while only 4 agencies have publicly acknowledged fallout from the hack, SolarWinds software is also used by the Department of Defense, the State Department, NASA, the NSA, and the Executive Office. Given that the Cyber Unified Coordination Group stated that fewer than 10 U.S. government agencies have been affected, it's likely that some of these agencies were compromised, and some press reports have asserted that the State Department and Pentagon were affected. In addition to government agencies, SolarWinds Orion software was in use by the top 10 U.S. telecommunications corporations, the top 5 U.S. accounting firms, the New York Power Authority, and numerous U.S. government contractors such as Booz Allen Hamilton, which is where Edward Snowden worked at, General Dynamics, and the Federal Reserve. Other notable SolarWinds clients include the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's going to come up again. Microsoft, Credit Suisse, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And several mainstream news outlets, including The Economist and the New York fucking Times. And now we know why Barry Weiss got her fucking job. Because this is going to reveal more Israel shit on here. In addition, Microsoft, another key source in the SolarWinds story, is a military contractor with close ties to Israel's intelligence apparatus, especially Unit 8200, and their reports of events also deserve scrutiny. Notably, it was Unit 8200 alumnus and executive at Israeli cybersecurity firm Cycode, Ronan Slavin, who told Reuters in a widely quoted article that he was worried by the possibility that the SolarWinds hackers were poring over Microsoft's source code as prelude to a much more ambitious offensive. To me, the biggest question is, was this recon for the next big operation? Slavin stated, and Whitney Webb goes into that more in the article. I'm not necessarily focused on that right now for the sake of this story, but she goes into more like Great Reset stuff and everything, which I'm gonna be going more in depth about that. I'm still doing a lot of my research on that, but for the sake of this story, I'm not gonna go too much into that. This is just more about the Israel connection. It is also worth noting that the SolarWinds hack did benefit a few actors aside from the attackers themselves. For instance, Israeli cybersecurity firms Checkpoint and CyberArk, which have close ties to Israeli intelligence unit 8200, have seen their stocks soar in the weeks since the SolarWinds compromise was announced. Notably, in 2017, CyberArk was the company that discovered one of the main tactics used in an attack. A form of SAML token manipulation called golden SAML, CyberArk does not specify how they discovered this method of attack, and at the time they announced the tactic's existence, released a free tool to identify systems vulnerable to golden SAML manipulation. It's almost as if they knew this attack was going to happen. Here comes CrowdStrike again. CrowdStrike claimed that this finding confirmed the attribution at least to Russian intelligence, only because an allegedly Russian hacking group is believed to have used Kazuar before. No technical evidence linking Russia to the SolarWinds hacking has yet been presented. So Whitney Webb did a great job on this article. Again, the article is way longer than this. It's a really long article, so I'd recommend reading it. I'm going to have the link below. But I've been going on long enough about this, man. I'm going to go ahead and close the video out there. As always, thank you for tuning in, guys. I just want to let you know there's going to be, I'm not going to do a Fan Friday video today because I didn't drop that many videos today. I appreciate you guys' comments, but I'm honestly, I have a lot going on right now. That's a lot on my mind. So I just want to drop these couple videos for today. So there's going to be no Fan Friday video today, but I am going to do a live stream tomorrow. Hell or high water, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to be doing it at around 3 p.m. So I'm going to tweet out, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to tweet out when I go live. So look out for that. So yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and definitely comment for next Friday's Fan Friday comment video. I'm definitely going to be doing one next Friday. I'm going to be releasing more videos next Friday too. If you're on Odyssey, hit that flame emoji, hit that thumb up emoji. And I'm not saying that you have to, but if you can, donate some library tokens to the show. It really helps support the show, man. All of it helps. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Peace.